are back talking some NFL football here. Week 11 recap reaction edition. I wanted to add this segment as we get further along into the NFL season, and our Chicago Bears are now actually in contention this year, Nika. Oh. So that's kind of added a fun wrinkle, and I've started following the NFL more. You've started following the NFL more. We're getting into it a little bit, and there are storylines developing each and every week, and I just thought it would be a fun to sound off on some of these things and, you know, give us our opinion. We got opinions, everybody, just like everybody
else.
Assholes. Yeah. Am I wrong?
Nope.
All right. Well, this is definitely the non-asshole edition of the Kanika Sports Show for sure. Don't want to ruffle too many feathers, but we got some juicy stuff to talk about. Hey, how about those Bears, Nika? First place, everybody. First place in the NFC North. Third place in the NFC. I didn't expect this quickly with Ben Johnson.
That's good.
The other thing I wanted to say is that I feel like the Bears winning has a little bit to do with the post-game speeches, because Ben Johnson's made a little bit of a name for himself with his good, better, best speeches. They become a fun thing around the NFL, and if I'm a player, that's extra motivation for me.
Sure, it makes you wonder how many other teams gonna copy this and implement in their locker room.
Well, this was almost another blown win for the Bears, but nevertheless, we will be breaking down the entire game on our Good, Bad, and Ugly post-game show. One day, it will be renamed the Good, Better, Best show, I promise. But we're not there yet, folks. We got to allow room for growth with this team because we're a young baby Bears team still. But we are making huge strides with our bear paws, everybody.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, well, the Bears will be hosting, everybody, the Pittsburgh Steelers this coming Sunday in Chicago. And it is to be determined right now, as of this recording, whether or not number 8 Aaron Rodgers will be under center for those Pittsburgh Steelers in his farewell season, Nika. That's because fears were confirmed. They were first reported on Sunday night by Adam Schefter of ESPN. Breaking news. Adam Schefter said that it was feared that Aaron Rodgers had a broken left wrist, hairline fracture kind of thing. It has been confirmed.
Okay.
This is like obviously a situation where you don't want it to necessarily get worse if there's a chance for him to come back. I mean, the Steelers are also in first place in the AFC. This shows you the difference in the competition right now in the standings, by the way. The Bears 7-3 in first place in the NFC North. The Steelers 6-4 in first place in the AFC North. And if you just look at the conference standings in general, you know, they tend to favor the NFC looking like the tougher conference right now. The records overall are better on the whole. That's neither here nor there. We are talking about the Steelers and the Bears playing each other Sunday and possibly without Aaron Rodgers. And I just wanted to say that is sad to me, Nika.
Do you think that diminishes the Steelers' chances of winning because Rodgers is not playing?
Well, I don't know. I mean, their backup, Mason Rudolph, he had a pretty decent stat line in this game on Sunday, and it shows me that he was waiting for his turn a little bit. He's not bad. He didn't perform badly, everybody.
Okay.
So maybe he is learned a thing or two from the veteran Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
of course,
I wouldn't put it past anybody. I mean, he's lasted this long for a reason, even though he's definitely not what he used to be. Do you think it would be good or bad for the Bears if Rodgers played Sunday?
I think it would be good.
I had this game circled from the beginning of the year. I wanted to see this one time. You know, as someone that has had my heart broken many a time as a Bears fan by Aaron Rodgers in the green and gold over in Green Bay, I wanted this game, you know, with the black and gold, honestly, because I just thought it would be fun for football at the end of the day. And
it's an interesting story as well.
And so, yeah, I'm concerned now that he's definitely almost likely not to play, considering that wrist is broken and that they might just, you know, considering they're in first place right now, they might try to rest him and get him back.
Yeah, that's
as opposed to
more
risk losing him for the whole season and for the rest of his career. I mean,
that's more important for that team.
So I would be kind of sad. I hope the Bears don't suffer a letdown because he doesn't play.
Well, I also hope that they prepare for both of the quarterbacks just in case.
Me too, no doubt. We'll keep an eye on that, and we'll let you know in our Bears pregame show on Friday whether or not Aaron Rodgers is likely to play. I think we'll know a lot more by then. So
Okay.
Elsewhere, we had the NFL officials joining the ranks of Major League Baseball in the awful category of officiating this week. We had a Vikings penalty against the Bears that was blatantly not called, a 15-yard face mask penalty, that variety for sure. And then we had a very, very controversial ending to the Sunday night football game between the Eagles and the Lions. Really quickly, I want to point out the Lions lose this game, and that's what allowed the Bears to become your new first place team in the NFC North. The Lions dropped to 6-4, losing to the Eagles. The only thing the Lions really got a victory here for on Sunday night was that they stopped the tush push, everybody.
Oh, wow.
I think they're one of the first teams to have ever stopped the tush push. So we'll see if there's now film on how to stop the tush push going forward. But you probably got to have some personnel to do it too.
Probably.
But back to the controversy at hand, Nika. The referees called a penalty on the Lions at the end of this game that allowed Philadelphia to hang on to the ball. It was a pass interference penalty, of course, which is officials' discretion. It was ticky-tack call. Chris Collinsworth, who was broadcasting the game for NBC Sports, kind of went off on the call saying, like, this is not good for the NFL when games are being decided like this. I'll tell you who it's definitely not good for is the gamblers out there.
That could cost a lot of money.
That was probably cost people money. And, you know, when a lot of your business is now relying on these gambling partnerships and stuff, it's not going to be a good look if people aren't gambling as much money because they don't trust the outcomes of your product.
Right.
The NFL and all sports in general would be in their best interest to get this cleaned up as soon as possible. I mean, is this a situation where you investigate the referee immediately and be like, how did you make this call? You know?
Yeah, you hear a lot of players gambling. What about the refs?
And that's my point is like, what if it comes out later, like 2 or 3 years from now, that this referee was actually in the can for some mafia in New York City, one of the 5 families.
Well, it could happen, sure.
You got to control the betting markets for me.
The baseball and NBA gambling, it happens the same way to football.
Absolutely. We saw basketball players and coaches arrested
Right.
for
But you
fixing
never
games.
hear the refs.
We saw MLB pitchers arrested for fixing pitches. Like you can gamble on individual pitches, whether they're balls and strikes. I just wonder when someone's going to sue a sports book or a casino and be like, these games were fraudulent. You owe me my money back. Like,
good luck.
Yeah, well, I know, but at some point it's going to become a legal matter. Someone with enough money is going to be like, this ain't right. I'm hiring a lawyer. We're coming after, you know,
so-and-so.
MGM or whatever sports casino you want to name. And
DraftKings.
All right, Nika. Well, we are going to move on. Oh, well, we gotta get into Mike Florio here.
Okay.
Mike Florio is one of the few people in the NFL like establishment media that isn't afraid to necessarily talk badly when the NFL deserves it. And he was upset about this call. So was Chris Sims, his co-host. And they were talking about this play and how this was decided on Monday morning. Referee Alex Kemp defends, quote, absolutely terrible pass interference call in Lions-Eagles game. And as you can see here, with 1:51 to play on Sunday night in Philadelphia, the Lions had a chance to force an Eagles punt and potentially score a late touchdown in a 16-9 game. I mean, this was a one-possession game, literally. You didn't even have to go for 2. You could have just kicked the extra point and tied the game if they scored a touchdown. Nevertheless, Alex Kemp is not the referee on the field who made the call. I want to be clear about that. But he was basically assigned to address the media after the game on behalf of the officials.
Okay.
Hilarious. He says, I am asking about the 3rd and 8 with 1:51 to go. This was a reporter asking this question. Why the pass interference on that play? So someone did ask him about this, and Alex Kemp responded and said the official observed the receiver's arm getting grabbed and restricting him from going up to make the catch. So the ball was in the air, there was a grab at the arm, restricted him, and he called defensive pass interference. I mean, we've talked before about holding officials accountable after the game and stuff. This is not it. This did not happen. This arm was never grabbed. This did not happen. This answer is insufficient, in my opinion. And I don't feel like there was any more further questioning or no one pushed back on this at all. So it's
so he never
still
grabbed.
kind of a shit show here, in my opinion.
So he never grabbed.
Never grabbed his arm. You can clearly see that on all the replays of every single
And
angle.
they did have a replay of this game.
Yeah, so it was just a pre-made NFL excuse, like, well, the ref saw what he saw, and that's it. That's life.
And
Go
you
on.
cannot challenge
and you
it?
cannot challenge this.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
So, yeah, it's terrible, and it definitely is something that I think with betting being so prominent in the game right now, I think it's something that is going to be looked at more and more and more.
I hope so.
All right. Well, the Browns, everybody. We finally saw the debut of Shedeur Sanders on Sunday, Nika. After the long drama during the NFL draft, the number 3 projected overall pick who fell to the 5th round in the second or third day or whatever it was. I forget.
I don't think it matters at this point.
Nothing else matters. He debuted for Cleveland. It did not look pretty, everybody. The box score is really ugly. 4 for 16, 25% completion percentage, 47 total yards, 2.9 yards per attempt.
Ooh.
Yeah, when you're only completing 25% of your passes, that's bound to happen. He also threw an interception, which was ugly, and a quarterback rating of just 13.5. So
Not
a great start for Shedeur Sanders here. Now, I want to go on the defense a little bit. Well, first off, Skip Bayless, everybody. If you'll remember, Skip Bayless was all in on Shedeur Sanders during the NFL draft. He was posting these testimonials every day of the draft saying, what's happening here? This is impossible. This is a franchise future quarterback. Every team is screwing up. My Cowboys are screwing up by not taking him. What's going on? Jerry, come on. What are you doing? It's Deion's kid. Yada, yada, yada. You remember this, right? Okay, so he's doubling down after Sunday. After this performance, he says Shedeur is a franchise quarterback. I saw it Sunday.
Wow. Double down.
Double down. You're right. We'll see where it ends up. I don't want to ridicule the kid because I want to defend him a second. According to Daniel Oyafusi, I don't know if I'm saying that name correctly, so apologies. He says that Kevin Stefanski confirmed that the second half of today's game was Shedeur Sanders' first snaps with the starting offense since he was drafted by the Browns, which means he's never taken reps with the group of guys that he was literally on the field with during this game Sunday. And you don't think that that's going to be a little bit bumpy?
Yeah, of course it's going to be a little bumpy. But why hasn't he practiced with these guys? Because he's on the bench?
Because he's not the starting quarterback, but there's an argument to be made that when your starting quarterbacks are both rookies that were drafted in this past year, that you might want to give them both some reps with the first team just in case. Anyways, this is Jason McCourty from ESPN Cleveland Radio saying, quote, I'm a little surprised to hear that he hasn't gotten any starter reps up to this point. So it's not like only a couple people are noticing this. This is like the coaching staff is under fire a little bit for these decisions, and it's being kind of asked, is there a
reasoning for that, though?
Well, is there an active attempt at like sabotaging this kid and making him look bad, And
let me pull my tinfoil hat. Yes.
I wouldn't doubt it. I just want to say, I hope that if he gets a chance to play again or whatever, that this is rectified or changed. But, I hope he gets a chance to actually start a game and go through a week of proper preparation with all these guys, and let's see how he does. I'm not saying he's going to go to over 50% or anything but maybe he will. I don't know.
But he should.
We don't know enough about him.
He should be practicing with the A and B team. There's just no reason why he hasn't been.
I mean, I don't know if he's very good, and there may be reasons why he hasn't been, even interdisciplinary reasons with the team. But we don't know everything. I'm just saying, to put him in a game like this, it doesn't look like you're putting him in a chance to succeed.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. And as coaches, that's what your job is more than anything in this league, in any league of professional sports, is to put players in a position to succeed.
Absolutely.
So when it doesn't look like that's happening, I think it's worth pointing out. That's all. All right. Well, speaking of those Cowboys, they were playing on the road on Monday Night Football against the Las Vegas Raiders, everybody, and they get a big win here, and they are kind of now in contention. And we're just wondering how this is all going to shake out in the NFC. Dallas, by the way, brutalized by the Bears earlier this season. It just shows you how long of a season NFL seasons are. But the Cowboys move to 4-5 with a tie because they tied the Green Bay Packers, if you remember, everybody. Yes. So they have that anomaly in their standings column with the tie. But now just in second place behind the 8-2 Eagles, of course, who are dominating that conference. But with the remaining schedule that they have left, there is talks and whispers. Can the Cowboys make a run and actually make the playoffs? I mean, considering how they started and how bad they looked, I would be shocked if they did, but I'm not putting it past them either. They have some legit weapons. Dak Prescott looks like a real good quarterback, everybody. And he's got weapons. He's got CeeDee Lamb. He's got a revitalized Javonte Williams, who was disgruntled in Denver last year after being put into like a competition with other players. You know, sometimes healthy competition isn't good for everybody. Yeah. Sometimes you want to know I'm the man. I don't think Denver's upset about it. You know, they got a pretty good record right now. So
Denver's pretty good. I think people are overlooking
Denver. They're 9-2.
Exactly.
I mean, Denver's a lot like the Bears. They've figured out ways to win while not doing it in a pretty way all the time. And that's the sign of a good team. I'm sorry, everybody. It's not going to be a Ferrari every single Sunday.
Right. But win is a win again.
You know, maybe a couple of those Patriots teams that were really good in the dynasty are going to give you that. But for the majority of the teams all the time, it's not going to look like a luxury sports car week in and week out. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
They're driving a Bronco. It's not a luxury. There you go.
Well, we'll wait and see if the Cowboys can get back into this thing. It still looks like a long shot in a very tough, competitive NFC. I mean, you've got 8-2, 7-3, 7-4 in the NFC West with the Rams, Seahawks, 49ers. You got the NFC South with the 6-4 Buccaneers leading the way. The 6-5 Panthers are in there. I mean, there are teams just over 500, multiples in almost every division except for the NFC East, except for that Cowboys division. Now, some of those teams, like even the Bears, you know, the teams that they've beaten aren't the best. You know, the Cowboys, the Raiders, they are under 500. So I understand people's reservations about the Bears. I have reservations about the Bears. So it just depends on who Dallas plays and when and whether or not they can get back in it or not. But we'll be following all throughout. And we'll be looking forward to the next week, Nika, of NFL action here.
That's week 12 coming up.
Week 12 coming up, 7 weeks remaining. So enjoy it, folks. And we'll be back again, like I said, Friday with our Bears pregame show. And we'll be doing these weekly NFL wrap-ups after each and every weekend as well.